So you can get in line. You're so jaded, but you think you're so clever, clever, clever. Unstimulated, you never got it right.
Welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Ramaya, but I go by Starlicious on YouTube and on Instagram. And today I'm going to be making a video about why nobody likes Quen Blackwell. Before I start this video, I just want to say that this is not a hate video and this is not a video to like put her down. You know, this video was not made with any ill intentions. I just kind of made this video because I've been seeing that a lot of people have kind of turned on her and a lot of people have kind of like switched up on her in a way. Like in the beginning she kind of had like a really big fan base, to now she still has a good fan base and she still has a lot of people that likes her, but it's a lot of people that also don't like her. If I'm honest, I've been seeing more hate videos than videos of like people supporting her, and there was actually one video that got over 100,000 likes about her, and I was just like, okay, that's a lot of people. So that's what inspired me to make this video, because I've noticed that a lot of people have kind of a lot of people just don't care for her anymore. I'm gonna be getting into all the reasons and all the scandals, all the controversies that she's been in that I am aware of, and I'm gonna be talking about it and giving my opinion. Again, this is not a hate video. This is not made with ill intentions. It's just made just because. So 22-year-old Quen Blackwell, aka Quinsadilla, I believe is how you say it, started off on social media in 2013 and she blew up just almost immediately on Vine. She gained a huge following. She had 500,000 followers on Vine. She was actually one of the biggest creators on Vine, and everybody loved her. It seemed like at that time she was really young. She seemed relatable. She posted a lot of content that people liked, that people could relate to, that people found funny, that people could relate to, and she was young. And she grew her following and her popularity and her fame, and it all started from Vine. Vine shut down at around like 2016, I believe, and everybody still loved her the same. She still had the same kind of humor. At the same time, she was dealing with depression, and she was also dealing with an eating disorder, which is what led her to make those kind of videos. So I just want to correct myself. She didn't like publicly come out and was like, yeah, the Vine days, to my knowledge, she did not come out and was like, yeah, I'm making these videos because I'm depressed and I was like having an eating disorder. I think that kind of came later in her like popularity. This came, the whole like eating disorder and stuff came after the thing about the skincare line, which I'm gonna get into, that happens later on in her life. She actually gained a lot of her followers and stuff like that. She gained more followers and more attention, more engagement, like all around, just more like, you know, good stuff was happening to her when she had made this video right here. No, I'm still sad. It didn't work. And people just found it funny. People really thought it was relatable. People just really liked it, and then it became a meme, and it was all over Twitter, all over Stan Twitter, all over anywhere that you can send a meme, post a meme. It was there. Like, you just could not escape this meme. You could not escape her. She was that was a big thing for years. She actually gave a backstory on this meme, and she was which was posted a little series called I Became a Meme, and she talked about this meme, and she talked about how it blew up and the backstory of the meme and why she was even posting this video.
Mom always tells me scream it out, scream it out. So then I just do that exactly, and I'm like,
no, I'm still sad. It didn't work.
People do what Twitter people do after I posted that video, and they quote tweeted it and related it to themselves. And then like a year later, Miss Juicy Baby.
She was on YouTube, really active on YouTube. She currently has 900,000 subscribers on YouTube and 7.9 million on TikTok. And she was still doing really amazing. She was surrounded by a lot of different like influencers, TikTok influencers and YouTubers and stuff like that, like Hype House, the Hype House people, Nikita Dragon, Larry, James Charles, Diplo. Like, she was around a lot of big public figures, and that kind of helped her get her foot, not necessarily like get her foot into like the industry or anything, because I feel like she was already kind of there around the time she started hanging out with them. It just kind of helped her a lot because she's with another public figure that, you know, their fans might not know her, so their fans now know her. And you know, and now getting into her scandals and why I speculate that some people dislike her, and which is obviously the first one that everybody should know about by now. It's the first scandal controversy that she's been in, which was the skincare scam. And this one is kind of self-explanatory if you know Quen Blackwell, because this was one of her first like scandals. Everybody knew her from this scandal. If you don't even know her, you probably know, like, if you don't even know her, you know her by this thing. Like, you don't even know her, but you know that she was the person who did this skincare scam. This went on for 2 years on Twitter, how everybody was just dragging her, talking about repeating her words. Like, I'm gonna post it, but yeah, people was just on Twitter posting this exact saying every single day. Like, you just cannot escape it, and it will go viral like every single time. Well, she got exposed for scamming and lying about the ingredients, because apparently the ingredients were supposed to be like from all around the world, and her parents made it. It was a skincare line. She was just trying to promote, from her words, she was just trying to promote the skincare line that her parents made.
The skincare actually worked, and it's my family's skincare brand. And then there was a tweet where someone asked me about the product, and I'm in the car with my friends like, yeah, let's go to our friend's house. Like, trying to deal with like this internet at the same time, and respond to the wrong tweet, and they're like, what will this do to my skin? And I'm like, ingredients from around the world will like, it literally made no sense. I was tweaked out of my mind tweeting that, but I couldn't come out and say that because I was a child. And I didn't even put out the product because I knew in my heart, if these people think I'm like evil and scamming, I'm not gonna put it out.
It came out that some people found out that she was like face tuning her pictures, the before and after, and she posted like a edited picture of her after, and it was not real. Like, people was on her about that because like, you lying about stuff that don't even make sense. And so that was her first scandal. That caused people to like, from straight off the bat, that's what caused people to like dislike her, because it was like, you lying about simple stuff, like you lying about skincare. Like, people called her out and she just could not escape it. At one point she was actually feeling really suicidal. She was feeling you know, and she was actually at the point of where she just kind of wanted to harm herself, and she actually spoke. I
didn't hear the end of it for like 2 years after. Every time I would tweet, it would be like quote tweet, viral tweet, being like ingredients from around the world. It was the sentence I tweeted when I was tweaked out of my mind.
This whole skincare thing actually happened like I believe after the meme, and I feel like the meme was actually like the result of all the hate that she was getting, and that's why she made it. And that was one of her first scandals. Like, it's not really that much to get into. It was just her basically lying about her skincare products that her family made. That's all I got from it. Like, it's not really that deep in my opinion, but she basically lied about skincare products, and that kind of opened the door for hate for her, because it was like, you lying about something that did not need to be lied about. One of the next big scandals that she was in, it was actually This is actually a more serious one. It was actually about how she was supposedly living with Diplo, like an older man. Like, if you know who Diplo is, Diplo is the creator of so many big songs and stuff like that, and you may know him from these songs. She was supposedly living with Diplo, and everybody was talking about it. This was a big thing that was going on, and she was just denying it. She was like, me and Diplo, we aren't living together. And Diplo even actually came out and was like, yeah, I'm not living with her, we're not living with each other, we're not in a relationship, I'm just her landlord. I go to the house that she's living in because I have a studio in that house. Like, that was the excuse he gave. But she was basically like, she's grown, like she knows what she's doing, whatever. They were actually, I believe they were living with each other for years, maybe like a year or two. They were living with each other, and then she finally, people were in her comments like, oh yeah, he's grooming her, stuff like that. She was like, no, he's not. Then whenever she moved out and she wasn't with him anymore, that's when she came out and she was mad at everybody because she was like, nobody wanted to help her, nobody was on her side. Y'all watched her get groomed and not said anything, but people were just kind of confused because they were like, we were saying something about it, you just wanted to be with this person.
Go back to that one time I was getting groomed and all the 40-year-olds around me were like, y'all souls are just so in sync. Like, can anyone call the police? Because I'm not in a good situation and y'all is just making it.
I'm finna say it again. Understand, having this "we told you so" attitude is not the gotcha everyone thinks it is, right? But it is still very, very strange how she's trying to spin this narrative that nobody told her that she was being groomed. Like, that's not right. Understand she's made mistakes on the internet before, you know, has a weird history of lying to folks for some reason, like really lying. And people chalk it up to her being a kid, but she just turned 21. I just turned 23. No excuses. Who was the people telling her that they souls was aligned? Like, you must have been on 2 different apps. Like, you're that young and you think you know everything. You don't want to listen to folks who's telling you that the person that you trust is actually harmful. But unfortunately, some people learn the hard way.
I don't think this is a reason as to why like people dislike her. I'm just including this because this was one of the really big scandals that kind of happened around her, and I'm just bringing it up because it was a really big thing that was going on, and it finally got cleared up and she talked about it. There was another scandal going on about her where people were just so mad. This was around 2020 pandemic time, quarantine time. Everybody was supposed to be at home, but she was not at home, and instead of being home, she was out partying with her friends, and they were constantly partying. This was around the time where she kind of was around like the Hype House and like the bigger, like the YouTube influencers. This was around that time. Everybody was just like, we do not care about quarantine, we do not care about Rona, like we do not care. Everybody was still out partying like it was normal day, and she was getting a lot of hate for that. And not only was she was getting hate for it, a lot of celebrities were getting hate for it. But this was another reason to add on to why people didn't like her, because it was like, why were you ignoring the restrictions and the rules and stuff like that? I'm not sure if she responded to it, but this was one reason that people disliked her, because it was like, girl, why are you ignoring these quarantine rules? And what people actually don't know is around this time when she was like out with the likes public figures like Addison Rae and stuff like that, she was actually reportedly, allegedly living with them, and because she didn't have anywhere to stay. So she was like living house to house is what I heard. She was supposedly living with like Addison Rae, some other like influencer girl, and she was like living house to house. She didn't have nowhere to stay, and people was kind of like confused as to like why was she like living with. But a lot of people, like, there's not really much to talk about when it comes to this specific topic, because like I don't even know if it's true or not. It was just put out there that she was living with these people, and people kind of just believed it. Her most recent one, and everybody knows what this one is too, and this was the one that actually caused people to just this was the nail in the coffin for a lot of people. This was the one that caused people to unfollow her, block her, make videos about her. Like, this was the one that made people just completely cut her off. And it was the couch situation. Like, she made a whole video. She's crying, she's distressed. Come to find out, she was actually lying, and she was like making this moment like her build-up moment for her OnlyFans, so she can, like, you know, like, y'all know how people have those like releases and they're like, oh, this is my moment, like, and they like announce that they're making one. This was her way of announcing that she was making a Only. That was already it for a lot of people. That was the one that kind of did it for people. That was the reason why they blocked her, because she was just doing entirely too much. Like, you should have just did that. Like, you should have just made the Only. Like, I don't understand why she had to lie about it. But yeah, that the couch situation itself was already like the nail in the coffin for people to like completely like just be done with her. But when people found out as to why, what was the reason for the whole couch situation and why she lied, that really was it. People was just so confused as to why she used that situation to be like her build up moment to start an OnlyFans. People were already annoyed with her already, but there was no like solid reason. But this whole situation kind of gave people a really big reason why to actually like not like her. People were just kind of mad at her because there was just like, you're just taking it as a joke. Like, you're taking, like, why do famous people always and want to make a Only? Like, what made it worse was she lied about it, and she didn't even have to lie about it. Like, she could have just like did it. Like, nobody would have been mad if she made one. That was the main one that kind of put the nail in the coffin for everybody. Like, that was the one that made people just completely be like, yeah, I'm done with her. Like, that's where all of the videos come from. Like, if you go into like a comment, like, that was it. Those were like her major scandals. Those were her bigger like controversies and stuff like that. But there were also some smaller ones, like her commenting under Dixie D'Amelio's comment section and being like, I don't know exactly what it was about, but I know that it was about like Dixie was dancing to a song that had the N-word in it, and that kind of caused it. That was its own thing within itself. There was also another scandal that went on where she was supposedly fat phobic, but I didn't find any videos, anything to support these claims, so I don't have anything about that. But it was just like reported that she was fat phobic. There was also another thing that came out about her, and it was like of her like mocking like disabled people, because in her videos she would like do a little walk or dance. I don't know what it was, but she would do like,
I'm probably gonna get some shit for talking about this, but it seems like no one else is really addressing it. I just unfollowed Quen Blackwell because she keeps doing this thing in her videos, like a strange looking walk that looks like it could mimic someone with cerebral palsy or muscular dystrophy. And when I go in her comments, it seems like just like me and one other person are like, hey Quen, this is not an okay thing to do. She doesn't seem to care. Here's one example. TikTok won't let me show both. I'll probably put it in the comments or something. But Quen, if you see this, please stop doing that. It doesn't look good. It's not cute. It's, you know, kind of ableist.
oh yeah, that was it for this video. I just kind of want to know, like, do you support her? Do you like her? Do you follow her? Do you not like her? Like, if you don't, why? Like, did I even cover all of her scandals, or was I missing something? Like, let me know. Let me know. I probably didn't get everything, but I tried to include everything in this video, and I really do hope y'all liked it. And if you do, make sure you like it, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and I'll be seeing y'all in my next video. Bye.